my name is Nathalia J, reporting from Kids First. Today I am reporting in Hollywood, California at Paramount Picture Studio to report on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the sequel. This is finally the second film on our favorite blue hedgehog is back. Join me as I speak with all the cast members, producer, and director on their work on this film. And I even got a ticket to see the film firsthand. Ooh, Sonic's coming out. I got to go. How are you today?
Doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Well, Sonic is back. It's a sequel. It's very big. The first one blew fans away. What are you most excited for number 2?
Oh, well, this one we have more Jim Carrey. We have Idris Elba. We have Colleen O'Shaughnessey. So we have Tails and Knuckles and Sonic, and we have Robotnik back. And it's become like an even bigger movie with more action sequences, and there's more comedy, more heart. So we're trying to just blow the whole world out a little bit to make it even more exciting for fans.
Well, I think Sonic has definitely evolved. I think in the first movie he was very independent. He relied on himself a lot. But I think in the second one that's upcoming, it's more family, friends, more learning to communicate with others. What do you think will surprise audiences more, and what will they learn more about Sonic in this film?
First of all, you're right on all accounts. That's a really wonderful way to break down the movie. That Sonic in this movie is truly learning to ask for help, learning to be with his friends, and learning how to be a team player and all that stuff. I think with this movie, the biggest thing that I think separates it is this action, is this comedy, is this heart. I think heart is the biggest part of Sonic that kind of is the through line throughout the whole thing. So in the journey that you're explaining, which was perfectly executed, it's that heart that kind of keeps driving Sonic to hopefully, grow up like kids grow up and go through things that kids go through.
How would you describe Sonic and Knuckles' relationship?
Oh, okay. So I would say Sonic is speed and kind of like very like comedy.
True.
And then I think Knuckles is like brute force. Knuckles is brute force and doesn't really get the jokes. He's not in on the joke.
He's ready for the action at all times, but he doesn't quite comprehend what Sonic's about, but they fit well together. I think they bring up some good movie film.
I think it's a perfect, they work perfect together because they're so different in so many ways.
And just for the audience, how would you describe Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in 3 big words?
Action, comedy, heart. I think those are the 3 that I would say.
I think those are the perfect words. Well, thanks for speaking with me.
Wonderful interview.
It was nice to meet you. Hello, my name is Nathalia J, reporting from Kids First, and I'm here with the legendary Jim Carrey, who stars as Dr. Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog number 2. How are you today?
Nicely done, Natalia.
That's good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, we all love your character. And just to jump right into it, I'm wondering, what else can viewers expect beside Papa's getting a brand new sash?
Total megalomania. Evil 3.0. Demagoguery. I don't know. I don't even think that's a word.
I'm going to have to pull up the dictionary about that. I don't know, but it should be. It should be. Yeah, I think there's a lot of malicious activities going on in this film, and I feel like there's quite a lot of evil, sinister things that'll be happening, but I feel like fans will love it even more than the first one.
I got to be the contrast to Sonic, which is the epitome of preteen fun and no skepticism and just in love with the world and everything that's happened, and he's not afraid of TikTok. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just looks at it as something fun to do.
Yeah, I know, of course.
So it's fun to play that role.
Yeah, of course, I understand, and I do know that, especially since this was filmed during COVID times, you didn't really have that interaction with the other actors and actresses. And how did you really embody that role? How did you get into it?
Well, I have a pretty vivid imagination that actually scares me when the sun goes down. And yeah, I'm pretty used to talking to my own voices in my head, so it's not that big a leap to kind of project them. I
feel like I was pretty dumb asking that question. You're Jim Carrey. What did I expect? Of course you know how to do this. You've been doing this for years.
Yeah,
and it is kind of strange when you think about it. And
it's strange to meet the cast after you've made the movie, some of them that you've never seen before.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you're in the movie with me? No. Who would have known?
Colleen O'Shaughnessey, I hadn't seen for 2 movies. Yeah, she was buried somewhere on a soundstage.
Well, lastly, just to end this off, what are 3 big words besides the word that you completely made up earlier to kind of sum up what Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is about?
It's family fun.
Family fun. That's a word. That's a real word.
That's 3 of them.
Oh, family.
It's family fun.
It's family fun. I missed out on the it part.
Yeah, see?
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Jim. It was really nice to speak to you. Well, it is a beautiful day out here today, and I think the most important thing about this is it is a sequel. You were in the first film, and now you are back. What does this film... Yeah, you are just back.
I'm back.
You're back. He just back. Agent Stone is back. You are one of a fan favorite character. People love you. People relate to you. Now tell me, what does this film relate about your character? What does this film reveal about them that we didn't know in the first film?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't think I've been asked that. So what we don't know about Agent Stone yet that we get to see in Sonic 2, I think you really get to see how much he misses the Doctor. Right? Because the Doctor went off to the Mushroom Planet. Agent Stone went through a little bit of a depressive state. I think there was a lot of crying involved. I think he's worked on perfecting his latte a little bit with that Austrian goat milk, you know? And yeah, and I think he's just preparing himself for the inevitable return of the Doctor. I think he believes.
Yes. I think we believe too as the audience. You have to believe. Right? It's the power in believing in Sonic and everyone else.
100%.
And we are familiar with your relationship with Jim Carrey, working with him throughout these films. What is it like working with someone you are so close with in real life? How's the connection on set?
Oh man, it's so cool. Like working with Jim, like for me, like, you know, I grew up with his stuff, right? So he's a hero of mine, and to work with him coming back for the second one, a little bit less nerves this time, right? But yeah, so generous, so collaborative. We had such a good time together, share laughs. Like, I mean, I don't know. There's like nothing beats it.
You look beautiful today.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Well, Sonic the Hedgehog is back, and that first movie blew fans away. We are excited. You are one of our favorite characters. We love Rachel. And this film is very important because Sonic actually reveals a lot about himself and his friends. He has a lot of familiar moments with them, and he learns that it's okay to not just be so independent. So why don't you tell me your relationship as a Rachel. This is like the 6th time I've said my name already. As Rachel with Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog. Here I go messing up again. Why don't you? I'm just very nervous. You're pretty legendary over here.
My relationship with Sonic in the first movie, if you remember, I spend most of it tied up in a chair peeing myself. So I would say my relationship was fear-based at first, and we grow. I feel like just like Sonic's relationship is evolving, my relationship to Sonic and the whole family is evolving too.
Well, that is definitely true. I think the first film brought a lot of laughs, and this one is just going to bring more. Why don't you tell me what the most challenging part of bringing her to life?
Oh man, I think some of the hardest parts are when you're acting with the animated characters, because it's a tennis ball you're talking to and you have to pretend like it's real. So it takes a lot of concentration not to be distracted, but it was just such a wonderful experience.
I definitely am always wondering that. How do actors and actresses really get into the mode when they're speaking to a water ball or a ball or just a plain screen and the actor's not really there with them? But I think you embodied the character just perfectly, so great job on that as well. And if you could describe Sonic the Hedgehog in 3 big words, what would those words be?
Brilliant, beautiful, and blue.
I'm here with James Marsden, who portrays the role of Tom in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm great to be here chatting with you.
Thank you. I'm glad to, and it's an honor to be chatting with you as well. Well, first and foremost, we do know that they filmed this during the times of COVID. What were the biggest challenges? I know that it must have been very hard, especially considering that many of the scenes you weren't physically there with the people. You know, you were just talking to an animated ball or just the plain wall. So, what was your biggest challenge?
Well, you're right. That was helpful that I was acting opposite a piece of tape or a tennis ball or a stuffed animal. Yeah. But this was my first movie back during the pandemic, so it was a little tiptoeing into the set, figuring out what the protocols were, and we were very safe on set. It was masks and shields and all this, but you're right. It actually, because Sonic's nature is a mix of live action and animation, it was easier for us to kind of be isolated in a way, you know. But it was good. We were just, we were testing all the time, and then we went in and just had a great time. And because we had so much fun on the first movie, and it became like this very tightly knit family, we just sort of like, fell right back into that with ease. It was nice to see everybody and have fun again.
Well, you are coming back. You were in the first film, and now you are back for part 2. The first one, absolutely amazing, hilarious, super speedy, as we all know. And now you are back. What draws you to keep coming back to Sonic? What do you love most about portraying the role of Maddie?
I mean, I grew up with Sonic, so just to be in a movie with him, but then to be in a movie with James Marsden, and Jim Carrey, and Brian Schwartz, and Natasha Rothwell, and all of us, I feel like the messaging is something my daughter, and I can get behind for my daughter, but also for me to remind me, like, you know, friends are the family you choose, and then also asking for help and all those good things that I feel like nowadays, and kindness, you know, those are the things we need now more than ever.
Especially, and speaking of having a young daughter, you know, I feel like, of course, this is a family-friendly movie, hilarious laughs, there's so much, but what do you think the younger audience could take away from this as a life lesson?
Exactly that, kindness, and asking for help is okay. You can't do everything by yourself, and independence is cool. And I always tell parents, for me, when you want to, you got to let things go, especially with Sonic in this one, and then they'll come back to you, you know, and kids just got to feel themselves for a little bit, you know, and then they'll realize, wait, mom, dad, cousin, auntie, I need you, you know.
That's all for me. Nathalia Jackson signing out, reporting from Kids First. I had an amazing time here in Hollywood, California at Paramount Picture Studio, where I got to meet the entire cast of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Super exciting. Even got to speak with legendary Jim Carrey. He's pretty funny. And I got to watch the movie. I also got a Build-A-Bear of Sonic, and I got a custom bear balloon. Pretty awesome. I had an amazing time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!
Stand still and die!
For a guy named Knuckles, you are really bad at punching.